Everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Chief J. We're here for another exciting episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the 2020 new player tutorial guide, whatever you want to get into it. The teams you need to power up to maximize your gem returns from the squad arena and from the fleet arena. Jumping right into it here, we got a couple of squads set up that I think are really going to help you out and improve your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes experience. The first team we're going to jump right into is the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters consisting of a Mother Talzin lead, Asajj Ventress, Night Sister Zombie, Old Daka, and Night Sister Spirit. This is a very strong team. They have a plague effect and mechanic that really wreaks havoc on other teams. It bypasses their protection and is directly hitting their health right away. You don't get Night Sister Zombie with the Hyperdrive bundle, but you can farm her with the nodes that are unlocked for you, the hard nodes that are unlocked. You want to get her right away to power up this team. She's the tank for the team. She's keeping the other Night Sisters alive. Some of the strengths of this team are Ventress, Night Sister Spirit, and Old Daka all have stuns. This really locks down the enemy team and keeps your team taking extra turns, and which relates to a bunch of dead characters. One of the other aspects of this is the revive mechanics of this team. So Night Sister Zombie, once you get to gear level 8, is going to continuously revive when she dies, as long as there's no other Night Sister allies available. Night Sister Spirit is the damage dealer of the bunch. She does tons and tons of damage. Asajj Ventress is another damage dealer who scales as the battle goes on. So this team is not a bursty team. They're like in it for the long haul. They just kind of survive while the other team slowly deteriorates away. One of the other mechanics that's really awesome about this team is Old Daka has a revive, and she's going to revive any of your dead Night Sisters. She has a ton of health. You really need to stack health and protection on her. She has to stay alive because, you know, the counter to the Night Sisters is kill Old Daka as fast as possible and the Night Sisters fall apart. Another option that we have is swapping the lead to Asajj Ventress. Her lead's going to add a little bit of extra speed and turn meter gain and removal. Enemy turn meter removal, so you're going to make them slower, and turn meter gain for your team, so you're going to speed up. I prefer this team for the raids. I prefer the Mother Talzin lead for PvP. Again, this team is extremely strong. Early game, you get every character except Night Sister Zombie from the Hyperdrive bundle, and to jumpstart your career in the arena. The second team on our list is the Clone Trooper team, consisting of Rex, Echo, Fives, Cody, and Clone Sergeant, excuse me. This is a great team. These guys just recently had a rework, or at least most of them, the 501st ones did. And this team translates into the end game and is so much fun to play. You get two really good leaderships with Cody and Rex. I highly recommend using Rex as your leader for the arena and Cody for everything else. They brought out a new character, Arc Trooper. He's a Cantina node. You can farm him while you're also getting the shards for Fives from the Cantina rewards. That gives you 2 of your 501st, and then you can get rid of Clone Sergeant. The one downfall with these guys is they're kind of hard to farm. Rex you can only get in the ship's nodes and guild nodes, and Echo only in the guild's nodes, and then occasionally in the ship nodes. Like I said, this team forms a great endgame team with General Anakin Skywalker. It's currently the strongest meta team right now, and they also serve a secondary purpose for the raids with a Shaak Ti lead. One of the things I would do if I had to do over again on my new account is, as soon as I could get the Shaak Ti shards, I would start getting the Shaak Ti shards and using Shaak Ti as a lead for this team. Shaak Ti with Rex, Echo, Fives, and Arc Trooper is the best damage raid team for any of the raids right now. They can solo the first 2 raids and do about 50 to 100 million in the Heroic Sith Triumvirate raid. So this team is super strong. One of the other benefits you get is Five and Rex both have ships, and keeping with the theory of this guide, they are part of the ship's meta with Jedi Knight Anakin and Ahsoka, who we'll talk about here in a few minutes. These guys do lots of good work, and I highly recommend this team. And if I had to do my second account over again, I probably would have made this team. Alrighty, moving on to our third team. It's going to be the Jedi led by Bastila Shan. We're going to use her and Grandmaster Yoda, Jolee Bindu, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Old Ben Kenobi. Everybody's favorite, Old Ben. This team's biggest strength comes from Bastila's leadership. She's going to give us protection up 200%. So that means we'll take our base protection value, basically double it, and that's how much protection we're going to have. It's also going to come with 150% resistance, and force our Old Ben to taunt it right at the beginning of the match. Having that pre-taunt is priceless. This team is extremely strong, very easy to get. You have all these people right from the hyperdrive bundle, and they do tons and tons of damage. They're very, very useful late game. Jedi Anakin is one of the best pilots in the game and a part of the ship meta. Grandmaster Yoda has fallen from grace a little bit, but he's still extremely strong on a Jedi Knight Revan team, as is Bastila Shan and Jolee Bindo, and they are, we'll talk about a little bit later, a super strong team. Well, Ben's not really that useful, but you don't have a better Jedi tank than him at the moment, and he is very rugged and durable. He's got tons and tons of defense. These guys tear apart teams like it's nobody's business. Bastila hard counters many, many teams. You can sub in Ahsoka Tano until you get Jolee Bindo, farm from those hard nodes. She's a great pilot, just like Anakin, and here we go again, double dutying it up. So you may just want to keep it Ahsoka in there, but this team's definitely a lot stronger with Jolee. Our last little segment here are the current meta teams. Why we picked some of the teams that we did, how we're going to go forward with them, and how they interface with the best teams in the game right now. The first team we have on this list is the Padme Amidala-led team. Her teammate and husband, Jedi Knight Anakin's on that team. General Kenobi's there. You can sub in Old Ben until you get General Kenobi. There's Ahsoka Tano and C-3PO. Once again, this is making up one of the best teams in the game. That's why I like starting with the Jedi for the starter team, which, by the way, is the team that I did choose. Padme is pretty easy to get a hold of. You get 5 Separatists, level them up, gear them up, and complete her legacy mission. C-3PO, on the other hand, is a little more challenging. He's going to require a bunch of Ewoks to get done. I found that journey quite challenging. The Ewoks just weren't very strong for this. As you can see, they have to be 7-star gear 11 with ability level 8 and Mark 5 mods. It was an extremely challenging thing to pull off. It took a bunch of tries. It was definitely super RNG dependent, but she forms a very good team. She's a direct counter to what the current best team is right now, General Skywalker 501st team. This team doesn't hold super well on offense. It's okay, on defense, but it's just an offensive juggernaut. Again, these guys are great to farm. Moving on to the next team is Jedi Knight Revan led team. Jedi Knight Revan team is the basis of that Jedi team that Bastila Shan had led earlier that I'd spoke of. And once you get all the Old Republic characters, missions, Albar, etc. unlocked, then you can do the quest for Revan. You get Jedi Knight Revan. He has a super, super strong leadership. The key right here at the beginning is Jedi and Old Republic allies gain 5 speed, 5 crit chance, and 5 offense for each Jedi and Old Republic ally. So you're double dipping on Jolee, Bastila, and Jedi Knight Revan. So those numbers they get twice that for each one. And they're also immune to turn meter effects at the beginning. Jedi Knight Revan has a huge kit. There's tons of assists, tons of protection, regeneration, 35% bonus to damage when you're assisting or attacking out of turn. With General Kenobi's super tanky self, always having taunt up and providing retribution and critical hit immunity, this team is super, super durable and long-lasting. Jolee Bindo with the revives once you get a Zeta. That's why I went with the Jedi originally. This is my current arena team on my new shard. This exact team, and they're extremely strong and they do a great job. They are fantastic in the raids. They can solo the first 2 raids, and they're the go-to team from bridging phase 1 of the Sith Triumvirate raid to phase 2. They do tons of damage. Until the 501st got reworked. The last team that we're going to talk about, or second to last team, is the Darth Revan team. I just happened to see today that Malik's back out today, available. This team is extremely strong. When they released Darth Revan, he instantaneously put a hurting on the Jedi Knight Revan teams. And then when his buddy Malik came out as a special event, he got even better. This was the meta team until General Skywalker came out. They're extremely damage oriented. They have tons of debuffs. They have it's called fear, but it's basically like a stun. You miss a turn, you miss one turn, so it's exactly like a stun. HK-47, the Sith Marauder, do tons and tons of damage. The one change that you got to make in this team is that when you are going against another Darth Revan team, if your Bastila Shan is slower, you need to change out to Sith Empire Trooper instead of Marauder to take those teams on. The last team we're going to talk about, well, two more. Second to last team we're going to talk about is the General Grievous led team with B1 Battle Droid Droideka, B2, and IG-100. This is an extremely strong team, and if you don't know how to attack this team, you are 100% guaranteed to lose. General Grievous is doing 100,000 damage on his basic. It only gets worse. He's gaining health, growing his health pool with each attack and each moment that goes by, and his damage all scales off of his health. So this is a guy that if you don't get rid of pretty quickly, it gets out of control. You have super annoying B2 putting buff immunity on your team and screwing up your whole process that you got going. Magna Guard taunting, you got to figure out what to do with these guys. Magna Guard is a very durable tank. B1 and his 100 stacks of B1 droids and Droideka's shield goes up, just like in the movies. He's got his force field all around him and he's immune to all damage for a couple turns. This team is a real pain if you don't know how to attack them right. And they're super strong, and they can beat any of the teams we've been going over fairly easily if you have matching mods and gear. They can do the job. The last team we're going to talk about is the gas team, General Anakin Skywalker, and we're going to throw fives, Echo, ARC Trooper, and Rex on this team. This is the meta. This is widely considered the best team right now. They excel in the first two raids. You do swap out General Skywalker for Shaak Ti and for the Heroic Sith raid, and that's the best damage dealing team in the Sith raid. This team is extremely hard to counter because General Skywalker can 1v5 teams. He's very similar to Malik with his ability to dominate the battlefield while you're out there. Again, you're getting a couple pilots here with Rex and fives. This is why I recommended the clones / 501st as your beginning starting team. Shaak Ti is pretty easy to access early as well, and you have one of the best teams in the end game. All these characters, as you're going through, you see all the teams that we selected from the beginning, and you want to get all these guys leveled up. As you can see, every one of these guys is super important and forms a super awesome team that you can carry over into the end game, regardless of whether you're a raider, a PvPer, or you're completely addicted like I am to Grand Arena. Alrighty guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. Please like and subscribe if you liked it. If you liked what I had to say here today, please let me know in the comments. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Like I said, the next episode, mods. You've heard me say it in the first video and the second video. Mods are everything in this game. Your characters can be great, but if you don't have great mods, they're going to underperform greatly. And it doesn't matter which avenue you're in, arena, raids, it's just going to go downhill from there. So we're going to go thorough investigation into mods, how to find these crazy speed mods, and then we'll move into part 4.